Yes, we are back again once more. Hello everyone. It is so nice to have your company today. We have autumn, we have wind, we have rain. We also have a little bit of sunshine as well, which is always welcome. Talking of which, welcome to another episode of English Addict, coming to you live and direct from the birthplace of the English language. You know where it is, I know where it is. We all know where it is. Come on, Mr. Duncan, get on with it. Stop hanging around. We haven't got all day.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
When I am having a cup of coffee, quite often I like to have one of these lovely biscuits. Have you ever tried these biscuits? If you ever go into a very posh coffee shop, you might be given one of these to go with your cup of coffee. I have to say, at the moment, I am madly in love with these biscuits. So if anyone is thinking of something to send to me, please send me as many of these biscuits as possible. They are absolutely delicious. Every morning at 11 o'clock, I always have a lovely cup of coffee to keep me going for the rest of the day. I hope you are having a good one. Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? Do you have one of these on your face at the moment? I hope you do. Here we go again. These weeks are going by so fast, I have to say. I can't believe this is the last day of November. Tomorrow, December arrives. And of course, for many people, a very busy month, because Christmas will be coming on the 25th of December, and many people around the world will be celebrating it. You may have noticed here in my studio, I have already started to decorate my studio. You might notice there is some tinsel behind me, looking very sparkly. And in the distance behind me, you can also see the English Addict Christmas tree, which I put up yesterday. And I've also put up my Christmas lights outside the house as well. Not only inside, but also outside, I have some lovely twinkling lights, which I will turn on for the first time tonight as a little celebration. Talking of which, I suppose I should also mention that right here in the place I live, in Much Wenlock, there are preparations taking place for Christmas as well. Isn't that lovely? Everyone getting in the festive mood, and yes, I do know that not everyone celebrates Christmas. Before any of you write in, any of you say, Mr. Duncan, we don't celebrate Christmas where we are. Well, it's okay. Everyone is welcome to celebrate wherever you are in the world, and whatever you happen to be doing during the month of December. It is so nice to have you here, and of course we have the live chat. We are going to take a quick look at William Shakespeare. I don't know if you heard in the news, famous playwright Tom Stoppard died yesterday. Very well known for lots and lots of theatre productions. He was a famous playwright, also responsible for writing for movies as well, including Shakespeare in Love. And did you know Tom Stoppard also wrote the screenplay script, the actual script, the words that the actors spoke for the film Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade? Many people are surprised to find that out, but he did do a lot of writing under other names as well. So a bit of sad news. I was going to talk about William Shakespeare before I heard the sad news about Tom Stoppard, but it seems now like a very sad coincidence, unfortunately. But we are going to mention Shakespeare. There is at the moment a movement here in the UK to reintroduce the teaching of William Shakespeare's plays, his famous sonnets. Because over the past 20, I would say the last 20 years, the teaching or even the acknowledgement of William Shakespeare has become less and less over the years. I think so. So what do you think? Have you ever read Shakespeare? Some people find it impenetrable, which means it is hard to grasp and understand. However, he is often seen as the innovator and certainly a person who made Middle English popular, but also helped to develop it as well. So as Middle English was forming, William Shakespeare was also doing his thing as well. So a lot of people see William Shakespeare as a person who had a lot of influence on the English language. And that is one of the reasons why for many years, lots and lots of people talked about him. They read his sonnets, his prose, his plays, and of course they are still performed to this very day. We will be talking about that. Another thing we are talking about, problems. Oh. Would you like to hear my problems right now? No one, nobody wants to hear your problems. You might think they do. You might think that whilst they are standing there, listening to you, telling them all about your problems, they seem concerned and interested. But to be honest with you, most people really don't want to hear other people's problems because they have lots of problems of their own. The last thing they want is to hear the problems of someone else. So I'm not sure how true that is, but I think deep down we all have our own problems. Some of them are small, some of them are big, serious problems. But to be honest with you, I would imagine during the day we normally worry more about our own problems than the problems of other people. That is not being selfish. We often think of people being selfish. They think about themselves all the time, or they worry about their own problems or their own situations more than the ones of other people. But I think that is a normal thing. It is human behaviour. Sometimes self-preservation comes before helping other people. However selfish that sounds, I would say it is often a thing that happens in society. But we are talking about problems, big problems, small problems, all of that coming up a little bit later on. And of course we have the live chat. Oh, by the way, another thing I want to mention before I go on. Today it is St. Andrew's Day. If you are watching in Scotland, can I say a very happy St. Andrew's Day to you today. The patron saint of Scotland, and this is the date when most people celebrate St. Andrew's Day. Of course, the whole thing stems, as many things do, from religion. So, a very big, happy St. Andrew's Day to everyone celebrating today in, well, I would imagine in Scotland. If you are in Scotland at the moment and you are learning English, a very happy St. Andrew's Day to you. Also, we have the live chat. Hello to the live chat. Can I say hello to you? If you like this, don't forget to give me a lovely thumbs up as well. Hello to the live chat. Who was first? Oh, I'm shocked. I'm surprised. I am flabbergasted. Not really. It is no surprise that first on today's live chat, it is Vitas. Tinsel. Can you see my tinsel here? Isn't it lovely? It's a little distracting though, because I can see it out of the corner of my eye, glinting, reflecting the light. It's a little distracting, actually, but I still love it. Hello also to Claudio. Hello, Claudio. Nice to see you here as well. Also, we have Maruts. We also have Beatrice. Hello, Beatrice. Where are you today? Are you at home or are you up in the mountains today? Please let us know. We also have Palmyra. Barry, 1958. I wonder where you are. Where are you, Barry? Please let us know on the live chat. Hello also to Nicholas. Nicholas, hello to you as well. Umar. Hello, Umar. Where are you watching at the moment? I'm always interested to find out, because the world of English involves not just me here in Much Wenlock, but it involves everyone around the world. Everyone, everywhere. Lots of people are interested in the lovely words and phrases of the English language. We have Jimmy. Hello to Jimmy from Hong Kong. Hello to you. For the first time in years, my birthday is on Sunday. So today I am with the live chat. Mr. Duncan and Mr. Steve, I've just arrived back from home in Tai Po with lots of people bringing flowers. for your birthday? A big celebration did you have? I'm now wondering. Now I know I shouldn't ask this because people always get upset whenever I ask this question. How old are you today? How old are you now? So happy birthday to Jimmy in Hong Kong. Congratulations to you, and I hope you have a good one. It is nice to spend your birthday in a different situation, maybe a different place, or maybe with an unusual atmosphere around you. And let's face it, there is nothing more unusual than this. I will be honest with you. Si Gaju, hello to you as well. Also we have, he is here today. The one, the only, you know who I'm talking about. Luis Mendez is here today. I hope you have recovered from your birthday last week. I hope you had a good time. And we are back together today celebrating another birthday because it is Jimmy in Hong Kong. It's his birthday today as well. Can I say a big get well soon to Christina, another one of our regular viewers. She is not feeling very well today, so a big get well soon to Christina. I hope you are feeling better soon. Talking of which, Steve has also been ill over the past few days. He was very ill last Sunday. He was not feeling very well, and all week he's been unwell with a terrible fever. However, today he seems a lot better today. So thank you very much for all of your lovely wishes there as well. Also we have Claudia. Hello Claudia. I'm glad to see you here today, and I suppose, well, it wouldn't be right if I didn't ask this question to you, Claudia.
What's cooking, Claudia? What have you got in your pot? What's cooking, Claudia? Is it something spicy and hot? Is it something salty or not? Oh, Claudia, what is in your pot?
What is in your pot, Claudia? Please let us know on the live chat.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
Learn together and have fun. That is why we are here today, to listen and learn English live. This looks easy, but I can tell you now, it is not. I've lost all my hair. I have wrinkles all over my body. Stress caused by doing this. I was watching a very interesting documentary last night about people who provide content on YouTube and other social media sites as well. Very interesting. It was discussing the way in which being here on YouTube can affect that person's life. Apparently, it can cause all sorts of problems up here, psychologically. You see, I don't have to worry about that because I had those problems before I started doing YouTube. So it makes no difference. But seriously, a lot of people are affected because they want to be here having lots of success and lots of fans, but it isn't easy. I make it look easy. Do I? To be honest with you, I'm not quite sure if I make it look easy or not, to be honest with you. Claudia, I have salad waiting for lunch in the refrigerator. Also boiled eggs, carrots, potatoes, beetroot, and fresh tomatoes, and also beef as well. So I would say that, to me, being an Englishman, that to me is a traditional salad. Cold. So maybe today it is warm where you are. Now I think, Claudia, if I'm wrong, you will correct me, but at the moment it is spring? Is it spring at the moment in Argentina? I believe it is. Hello to Wally Ahmed. Thank you very much for joining me today. Who says, how old are you? Is that for me? Are you asking me how old I am? Or are you asking Jimmy how old he is? Well, I suppose if he wants to answer the question, he will. He will. I'm sure he will. Who else is here? A couple of more hellos, and then we will carry on with today's live chat. Lena is here as well. Hello to you. And also Florence is here as well, wishing Jimmy a happy birthday. And maybe it is your birthday today, but I don't know about it. If it is, please let me know. Thank you very much for joining me today. We have a lot to talk about. We are discussing Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, and some of the phrases, some of the expressions that we use now that William Shakespeare created and also, in some cases, made popular. So not all of the phrases were actually invented or created by Shakespeare, but he did make them popular because of his writing. He became very prolific, very well known. Christmas is coming, and here is another lovely nighttime view, this time, of the Christmas decorations in Much Wenlock. Isn't that lovely? The Christmas lights are now on here in Much Wenlock, and everyone is getting excited for the Christmas season as it approaches. Some people, of course, wait a little longer before they put their Christmas tree up. Some people wait until around the 8th of December. But here, it's not unusual for the Christmas lights and the Christmas tree to be put up and also lit before December arrives. It is not unusual. So tonight I will flick the switch and turn on my Christmas lights tonight. I am looking forward to doing that. Hello, Nace or Nacy 100. Hello to you. Very nice to see you here. Yes, that is the place in which I live. The video you just saw is of Much Wenlock, the little town in which I live. Maybe one day you will get a chance to visit Much Wenlock and have a look around. It is a wonderful place with lots of lovely history all around you, including me. I am almost an artifact. And this is something I said last night to Steve. I was discussing the documentary that I watched about influencers on the internet. And there are many people now who describe themselves as influencers. I would not describe myself as an influencer because I don't think I am. I don't think I influence people. One thing you do notice is I never promote anything. So a lot of people who are now on the internet doing their videos, live streams, be it on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, many of them will have sponsors. I don't. So I think that is one of the big differences between myself and other people on the internet doing this type of thing. But I've been around for a long time, which brings me back to my original point about being an artifact. Because I've been doing this now for such a long time, my early videos are almost like history. I've noticed recently a lot of people have started watching my very early videos from 18 or 19 years ago. So I started doing this way back in 2006 when YouTube was new. But because I've been doing this for such a long time, I would say that I've almost become an artifact, something that an archaeologist might dig up in the ground and find and try to work out what it is. So my very old videos from years and years ago when YouTube was very young. Can I say hello to Sir Hippie Penko? I'm not sure if I've pronounced that correctly. I hope so. I mean, you do influence, however, you do it without sponsors. Thank you very much. Yes, I suppose so. I would describe myself more as a person who is here to help rather than influence. I never tell you what to think, but I would always encourage you to think. There is a big difference between those two things. Telling someone what to think and encouraging them to think. They are very different things. Lewis is here again. Beatrice, it is always the same thing. I think they should change it a little bit every year. But as you know, my attention is everywhere else. I would imagine you are referring to the Christmas decorations or the celebrations, maybe. Perhaps, because some people don't like Christmas, some people avoid it. There are people who try their best not to get involved with Christmas. For many reasons, I suppose. Giovanni Rivetti is here. Hello, Giovanni. It is nice to have you today. Mr. Duncan, can I ask an opinion? What is wrong? What is the most wrong or doubting thing we can find online whilst we are learning English? When you say the most wrong or doubting, do you mean the most difficult thing? I would always say the most difficult part of learning English is starting to learn English at the very beginning. The hardest part of doing anything is always the beginning, finding the right place to learn English is very important, and it can be difficult. So I am not teaching all of the English. However, I try my best to help. There is a big difference between those two things. So I try my best. I try. And sometimes I hope I succeed in doing so. But yes, the hardest part of learning English or finding something online to learn from, sometimes you might have to watch lots and lots of different videos or channels before you find the right thing. I mean, things that are shared by a lot of English teachers. Is it better or not to follow it? Advice. I think you mean advice. Types of advice. Well, again, I always try to give you advice, but I never tell you what you should do, because each person has their own opinion or feeling, how they want to do that thing, how they want to learn English. So I always try my best, but if you watch lots and lots of different English videos, you will find there are always similarities, things that are the same. And those things quite often are the things you can learn from. So I hope that helps and answers your question. In a few moments we are looking at William Shakespeare, some interesting phrases that he didn't just create, but he also made them popular as well. All of that coming up in a few moments from now, because this is English Addict, coming to you live from England.
I'm a big boy now.
Here we are on the last day of November. This is English Addict. Hello there.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
We are having fun on a Sunday, learning English, all those lovely words and phrases of the English language. Do you like my tree? My lovely tree. My Christmas tree is now up in the studio, twinkling. If you notice, there are lovely lights twinkling on the tree as well. So what about you? Are you doing anything this Christmas? Maybe you are not celebrating it. Maybe you are. Maybe you are going somewhere special. Perhaps you are hosting a party and maybe people will come to you to share Christmas with you. Of course, we often think of Christmas time as being family related. It is connected to people coming together, joining together and sharing the festive season. I think so. Today we are looking at, well, first of all, something that I think is a little interesting. Maybe to you it isn't, but I don't know, you see, because I'm not there. William Shakespeare, the famous playwright, often referred to as the Bard, the king of writing for a very long time, and of course still well respected now, right now, still very much well respected. But a lot of people don't realise, some do, some don't, that William Shakespeare was actually responsible for popularising, making certain phrases and expressions popular. It is something that he left for us. Knock, knock. Who's there? Quite often these days we will use that as a type of joke. Someone you can't see is at the door. You ask, who is there? And then normally there follows some sort of joke or pun. A kind of joke. You can be in a pickle. Another phrase that William Shakespeare made popular. To be in a pickle, to be in a difficult situation, to have a difficult situation that you have to solve, which is, of course, what we are talking about today. You will notice here there are many, many phrases that you can read from the screen and even make a note of. If you want to write them down, you are more than welcome to do so. A person who has a heart of gold. Heart of gold. Another phrase made popular by William Shakespeare. Maybe you fight fire with fire. To do something in response to a danger by using a similar thing. To defend yourself. You fight fire with fire. A person who goes around. They are doing lots and lots of things and they end up back where they started. We can say that person has gone full circle. To go full circle is to end up back where you started. You go around. You do things and eventually you end up back where you started. You go full circle. A person or a thing might vanish into thin air. To disappear without trace. Something that was there and then it disappears. We can say that it vanishes into thin air. A phrase popularised by William Shakespeare. So things that we say today, which we owe to Shakespeare, there are many phrases you can see on the list. Another one. You might say that you had a restless night last night. I found it very hard to get to sleep last night. I have not slept a wink. You haven't slept a wink. That means you did not sleep. You got no sleep last night. You could not get to sleep, or you found it difficult to stay asleep. I have not slept a wink. Something can be as dead as a doornail. You can see it just there. Dead as a doornail. Something that has no life. Something that is no longer living is as dead as a doornail. And there are many others as well. To have freedom to travel wherever you want. You can say that the world is my oyster. The world is there for you to explore. And of course, when you open an oyster, there are so many things that could happen. You might find a beautiful pearl, something that you can open up and explore. The world is your oyster. It is something for you to explore and discover. A very good phrase. Once again, created by the one and only William Shakespeare. If you are searching for something, but that thing you are trying to find, the thing you are searching for, it appears not to be there. Something you are searching for. We can say that you are on a wild goose chase. When we say that you are on a wild goose chase, we are saying that you are following something, you are pursuing something that is either difficult to find or something you won't find. A wild goose chase. It means you are going everywhere to try and find that particular thing. Beat about the bush. Yes, if you beat about the bush, it means you don't get to the point. You hesitate. You delay. You beat about the bush. Quite often a person who is trying to explain something will take a long time to explain it. Or maybe they have to say something that is embarrassing or difficult to say. They feel slightly worried, so they hesitate. We can say that person is beating about the bush. They are not doing the thing they should be. They are hesitating. So William Shakespeare is responsible for, I would say, more than one thing. Popularising the written word, definitely. Popularising Middle English as English was going through another phase. Popularising words. Learning. As I always say, the English language is a very powerful tool to have because it allows you to learn more about other people, other things, other places. So in this situation, I am talking locally, here in England, as English developed, as it became more popular, as more people learned to read as well. So it is worth remembering that way back in Shakespeare's time, a lot of people were illiterate. They could not read. So Shakespeare didn't just form the English language, he actually made it more accessible for people. And it certainly did become popular. So I hope that helps you in some way, and there are many, many other expressions that we owe to William Shakespeare. Some of them he created himself, others already existed, but through his work he made those particular expressions popular. One of my favourite quotes, brevity is the soul of wit. So that also is a Shakespeare quote. Brevity is the soul of wit. That means if you are going to tell someone a particular thing, if you are going to explain something, keep it short. Don't talk for too long. Brevity is to keep something short, brief, concise. And that, once again, is another well-known Shakespeare quote. William Shakespeare, his influence will be around. Well, I think it will be around forever, to be honest with you. I've had a lot of requests for the cows. People have been saying, Mr. Duncan, where are the cows? We want to see the cows. You didn't show them last week. Why? Well, for those who love to see the cows, they were the cows. I hope you enjoyed them.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun.
Oh. What? No, we've had the cows. You can't have the cows again. People want to watch the cows more than me. I have to say I am a little bit jealous, just slightly. Next year, 2026 is going to be a very busy year for me for many reasons. First of all, it will be my 20th anniversary next year. 20 years next year on YouTube. Can you believe it? Also, I hope to do some travelling as well. Mr. Steve will also be joining us as well next year. Maybe once or twice. We will see what happens. Talking of which, don't forget, Steve will be with us around Christmas time. So before 2026 arrives, yes, we will be having Mr. Steve here in the studio as Christmas arrives. So that will be in around about 2 weeks from now. Steve will be here in the studio. Another thing I have to do next year, technical things. I have to do some repairs. I have to do some updates on the computer in my studio. In fact, it is the very computer that is bringing this to you right now. So that is another thing I have to do next year. I'm not looking forward to doing that for many reasons. But there is also something exciting happening next year because I think I'm not sure, but I think we might be getting high-speed broadband next year. I can't wait. For those who don't know, I live in the countryside and the internet connection here is very slow. It is not good. So that is the reason why sometimes maybe there is a problem with the stream. Not often, but it does happen. So last week, a new telephone pole appeared outside my house, just down the road from my house, so I can see it from my bedroom window. So it looks as if we might be getting high-speed broadband next year. I really hope so, because that means I will be able to broadcast my live streams more often without any problems, and also hopefully we can go full HD, full high definition. Wouldn't that be lovely? So we will see what happens there, but I was very excited last week when a couple of nice men came with this big pole and they stuck it in the ground. Unfortunately, at the moment, there are no cables, just the pole. So I'm hoping next year we will finally get high-speed broadband here in Much Wenlock, the place in which I live. I really hope so. Hello to the live chat. I haven't said hello for a long time, so I'm going to do it now before anyone complains. What do you think about the rumour that Shakespeare did not write his works? This is something that is hard to prove. Giovanni Florio is rumoured to have been the author of the works of William Shakespeare. Of course, there are many of these conspiracies or stories, rumours, call them what you want. And I suppose in a certain way it is hard to disprove. It is very hard to say that that is not true because it happened a long time ago. So there have been many rumours, many stories, lots of speculation. Speculation, there's a good word. People are making guesses. They are wondering, they are thinking. Sometimes they will come up with a theory. Perhaps, maybe, Shakespeare did not write all of those wonderful plays. However, it is difficult to prove. So that is the reason why, even to this very day, people speculate. They guess. What type of internet connection plan do you have there now? Well, now, at the moment, it is not very fast. Around about 35 or maybe 40 megabytes per second, which does sound like a lot, but it isn't, because besides download speed, you also have to have upload speed. Unfortunately, here, the upload speed is very slow, less than 10 megabytes per second. That is not good. It is not strong enough, it is not fast enough for doing this. In fact, to this very day, I don't know how I am able to do this without the signal disappearing, even though sometimes it does. But hopefully next year, 2026, will be the year when I finally get high-speed broadband. Wow. We will have to wait and see. This time next year, I will be able to give you the answer. Thank you very much for joining me today. We are looking at problems One of the things about life is that quite often problems come along. It's true. Have you noticed how difficult it is to get through life without having problems? In fact, you might say that having problems is a problem. It is a common problem that people have. However, when problems come along, normally they have to be solved. When a problem comes along, it will be necessary to try and solve it. Solve. To find the answer, to work out what the problem is and how to correct it. A problem can be described as doubt, dilemma, question, or a complication, something that is hard to work out, something you are trying to solve, a question, a problem, a difficulty, a dilemma, something you must solve. It is not easy to do. And quite often these things come along in the form of a problem. To solve a problem is the action of finding a solution or working out what the problem is. It is something you have to do. When a problem comes along, you have to look at the problem. You have to try and solve the problem. You have to find out the reason why something is causing a problem. The reason why something is causing a problem is the solution, the answer. The problem is the question. The solution is the answer. It is revealing itself. You find the answer. You find the solution to the problem, which is what we are talking about today. A question or puzzle can also be referred to as a problem. Anything you have to solve, a puzzle, a question. Maybe when you are sitting an exam, quite often you have to answer questions. You have to solve problems. A question which must be worked out is a problem, a mathematical problem, or, for example, a riddle. A riddle is a type of question. For example, here is a riddle that I'm sure some of you will be able to answer. So when we talk about a riddle, we are talking about something we have to work out for ourselves. A question. What becomes wet as it dries? So this almost seems like nonsense, but it isn't. This is a very good riddle. It is a way of asking you a question to make you think, to try and use logic to work out the answer. So a riddle. What becomes wet as it dries? Does anyone know? I'm sure somebody out there, some clever clogs, will know the answer to the question. What becomes wet as it dries? A lot of people have been saying, we miss Mr. Steve. We miss him very much. Thank you very much. I will send all of your kind words to Mr. Steve for you. Don't worry. What becomes wet as it dries? Mr. Duncan, that makes no sense. What becomes wet as it dries? The answer is a towel. what becomes wet as it dries. As you use a towel to dry yourself, it will become wet from the water that you are wiping off your body. So that is a type of riddle. It is a problem. It is a question that is put forward. Quite often, a riddle is something that has to be worked out. Quite often you have to use your brain for a few seconds to work out what the problem or what the answer to the riddle is. A problem can be a practical one, something you have to do, a thing you have to try and work out. You have to try and work out that problem. A practical problem, a difficult task, or a complicated situation. A good example, of course, at this time of year, many people are trying to untangle their Christmas lights. So at the end of the season, people will put their Christmas lights away, and then when they get them out the following year, they are all tangled. So that is a problem. It is something you have to solve, something you have to deal with. Your Christmas lights have become tangled, so you have to untangle them. Untangle. It's a great word, by the way. You might have to arrange a plan or organise an event. You must work out what to do and when to do it. So you might describe this as a type of problem. You have to decide how to do something, how to arrange something. It is a problem that you have to solve. You have to work out, when will we do it? Where will it happen? Who will be there? And how will we pay for it? Many questions that are asked when trying to arrange something, to decide what to do, how to do it, when to do it, where to do it. A puzzle or a question can be a problem. A puzzle or a question can be a problem. So anything you are asked, anything that you have to solve, such as one of these things, a Rubik's Cube, you have to solve that thing. It is a problem, something you have to solve. Maybe a mathematical equation. You have to work out the answer. It is put forward as a problem or as a question. Something that you have to work out using your brain, which quite often is easier said than done. A problem can be minor or serious. A minor problem is small and trivial. For example, you might lose a button from your coat. So when you put your coat on and you fasten your buttons, you discover that one of your buttons is missing. It's not a big problem because you can still wear the coat and you do have other buttons to fasten. However, losing one button is a small problem. It is something you can fix later. Then, of course, we have a serious problem. It is crucial and urgent. It is something that you must solve or put right straight away, as soon as possible. For example, a broken window. You come home, you find that one of the windows in your house is broken. For whatever reason it may be, it is broken. So it is something that is urgent. You can't wait to put that right. You have to do it immediately. It is a problem that you have to solve straight away because it is a serious problem. I suppose also you could mention medical problems, a problem with your body, an illness, sickness, something that is wrong with part of your body. It is a problem that has to be put right. So I would definitely describe that as serious. Some people are excellent at solving problems. It is true. Have you noticed some people are very good at solving problems that come along? They are very good at working out the solution to that problem, whatever it is. They have a practical way of seeing things. So when they see a problem, their brain is working it out. Sometimes quickly. Sometimes it might take a short while, but they always come up with an answer. Some people are very good at solving problems, difficult problems that come along in life. And that can be anything. You might describe this person as pragmatic, a person who is pragmatic. They put themselves forward, a person who can see things clearly, pragmatic, a calm, measured approach. They are using their intellect to work something out. They face it as it is. Pragmatic, a pragmatic person. I have had that said about me, by the way. I've been told that I am quite good at solving problems. Not always, but quite often. Of course, sometimes there is no solution to a problem. Sometimes there is no solution. You cannot put that problem right. It is a problem that can't be solved. It cannot be solved or put right. To put right means to fix. Sometimes you can't fix that thing. It can't be put right. It can't be fixed. It cannot be solved. It is unsolvable. You might describe it as an enigma. Now there is an interesting word. Enigma. A puzzle. Something that is hard to work out. An enigma. We can sometimes describe a person as an enigma. You don't know anything about that person. They are mysterious. They keep all of their thoughts and opinions hidden away. They never become emotional about anything. You might describe that person as an enigma, a person who is mysterious. They keep all of their things hidden deep inside. What about you? How do you react to a problem? Are you good at solving problems? There are many types of problem that come along. All sorts of things can happen to any of us. You can have a problem at work. The work problem can be related to your job, or maybe it is related to a situation where you do your job. Maybe there is a person at work who you don't like. Maybe they annoy you. Maybe you dislike your boss. So you could describe that as a work problem. Perhaps a task that you have been asked to do. I have to do this task and I can't do it. My boss has told me that I have to do this before tomorrow. But it's a problem. I don't know how to solve it. So those things can all be described as work problems, social problems, things that happen in society that are seen as a problem, poverty, war, disagreements, neighbours, fighting, social problems, crime. All of those things are types of social problem. Then, of course, one that we all relate to, monetary problems. Problems earning money. Problems keeping your money. Problems having enough money. Things that are monetary are related to money. Then, of course, relationships. That is a big one. I don't think I have enough time to talk about relationship problems because there are so many types of relationship problem. Maybe in a basic friendship, maybe in a relationship, a romantic relationship, there might be problems. Maybe you are married and there are problems in your relationship. So these are all types of common problem that can occur in life. Some of them are easy to put right and others are not so easy to put right. And that, as they say, is life. I will be going in a moment. I will be going very soon. I don't want to, but unfortunately I have other things to do. I have to put one more Christmas light up outside the house before it gets dark, because in around about 40 minutes from now it will be dark. How strange is that? Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed today's live stream. December is arriving tomorrow as we all get excited because a new year is approaching. Christmas is coming. And of course, next Sunday I will be with you again, live, right here in my little studio. Thank you very much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed this. Happy birthday once again to Jimmy in Hong Kong. Happy St. Andrew's Day for those celebrating as well. I hope you have a good one. This is Mr. Duncan in the birthplace of the English language, saying thanks for watching. See you later. Enjoy English. Keep on learning, even if sometimes you find it difficult, because everything in life has its problems. Everything. Nothing is easy. And on that positive note, I will say, have a good week. Enjoy the start of December. And of course, until the next time we meet here, you know what's coming next. Take care of yourselves. Please stay healthy. Stay happy. Get well soon, Christina. And of course, you know what's coming next. Parting is such sweet sorrow that I bid you goodbye till it be morrow. Ta-ta for now.
Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat. Learn together and have fun. hi to Duncan and all the lovely words and phrases of the English language. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat and discover all the words and phrases of the English language. Learn together and have fun. Join with Mr. Duncan on the live chat